In the turbulent times of ancient Judea, during the rise of Roman power and the burgeoning teachings of early Christianity, there existed a fascinating array of Jewish sects. Each sect grappled with its own interpretation of faith and sought to live a life aligned with their understanding of God's will. Among these groups were the Essenes and the Celibate, two communities known for their devout piety and radical interpretations of Jewish law. The Essenes, perhaps the more well-known of the two, were a Jewish sect that thrived between the 2nd century BCE and the 1st century CE. They were known for their strict adherence to Jewish law and their commitment to a communal lifestyle centered around ritual purity and spiritual devotion. They lived in isolated communities, often in the desert, where they could practice their faith without interference. The Celibate, on the other hand, were a somewhat more enigmatic group, often described as a Jewish philosophical sect with strong ascetic leanings. They shared many similarities with the Essenes, particularly in their emphasis on communal living, celibacy, and intense spiritual practice. The Celibate were known for their dedication to prayer and study, often spending their days in contemplation and scholarly pursuits. These groups existed during a time of significant social and political upheaval in Judea. The Roman Empire's iron grip on the region led to widespread unrest, and many Jews sought solace and meaning in religious and spiritual movements. The Essenes and the Celibate, with their emphasis on piety, simplicity, and withdrawal from the corrupting influences of the world, offered a compelling alternative to the complexities and compromises of life under Roman rule. Their way of life was a form of resistance, a means to preserve their identity and beliefs in the face of external pressures. While much about these groups remains shrouded in mystery, their existence offers a glimpse into the rich tapestry of Jewish religious life during the time of Jesus. Their unique beliefs and practices, as we will see, provide valuable context for understanding the diverse religious landscape from which Christianity emerged. By examining the Essenes and the Celibate, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the spiritual and cultural environment that shaped early Christian thought. This essay delves into the world of these fascinating groups, exploring their history, beliefs, and practices, and examining how they might have intersected with the life of Jesus Christ and the nascent Christian movement. Their stories are not just historical footnotes, but integral parts of the broader narrative of religious evolution in ancient Judea. Join us as we uncover the layers of history and spirituality that defined these remarkable communities and their lasting impact on the world. The Essenes distinguished themselves within the tapestry of Jewish sects through their unwavering commitment to a life of purity and piety. They were a unique group, often seen as ascetics, who chose to live in isolated communities away from the hustle and bustle of city life. Their dedication to spiritual and physical cleanliness was unparalleled. They believed in strict adherence to the Mosaic law, which they interpreted with a fervor that was both intense and meticulous. This intensity set them apart from other Jewish groups like the Pharisees and Sadducees, who had their own interpretations and practices. Central to their belief system was the concept of ritual purity, which governed many aspects of their daily lives. They believed that maintaining purity was essential for spiritual enlightenment and closeness to God. They placed great emphasis on ritual bathing, dietary laws, and the preparation of their meals in accordance with strict guidelines. The avoidance of anything considered unclean was paramount. This included not only physical objects, but also certain social interactions and behaviors. This pursuit of purity extended beyond mere physical cleanliness. It permeated their social interactions and spiritual practices. They believed that purity was a holistic endeavor encompassing mind, body, and spirit. The Essenes believed in the inherent corruption of the material world and saw themselves as a chosen community, separated from the wickedness around them. They viewed their isolation as a means to protect their spiritual integrity. This belief fueled their desire for communal living, where they could practice their faith and maintain their purity amidst like-minded individuals. Their communities were tightly knit with shared responsibilities and a common goal of spiritual elevation. The discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls at Qumran in the late 1940s offered invaluable insights into the lives and beliefs of the Essenes. These scrolls have been a window into their world, revealing much about their daily practices and spiritual aspirations. These ancient texts, believed to have been written and preserved by the Essenes, contain a treasure trove of information about their community rules, theological beliefs, and worldview. They provide a detailed account of their rigorous lifestyle and their hopes for the future. The scrolls reveal a community deeply concerned with righteousness, apocalyptic expectations, and the coming of a Messiah who would usher in a new era of peace and justice. Their writings reflect a profound sense of anticipation and hope for divine intervention. The Essenes' emphasis on purity, their communal lifestyle, and their messianic expectations provide a fascinating backdrop against which to view the emergence of Jesus and early Christianity. Their practices and beliefs offer a unique perspective on the religious landscape of the time. While there is no definitive proof of direct interaction between Jesus and the Essenes, the similarities in their teachings and practices raise intriguing questions about potential influences and shared ideas. The parallels between the two groups suggest a complex and interconnected religious environment. The Essenes, with their strict adherence to purity, communal living, and apocalyptic expectations, remain a significant and intriguing part of Jewish history. Their legacy continues to inspire and provoke thought about the diverse expressions of faith in the ancient world. The Essenes were deeply committed to communal living, believing that a shared life of piety and discipline was essential for spiritual growth and purity. Their communities, often located in secluded areas away from the bustle of urban life, were structured around shared resources and responsibilities. Members would typically relinquish their personal possessions upon joining the community, embracing a life of simplicity and equality. Daily life within an Essene community revolved around prayer, study of the scriptures, and manual labor. They believed that work, when performed with diligence and devotion, could be a form of worship. The Essenes engaged in various trades, including agriculture, crafts, and scribing, ensuring their community's self-sufficiency. Their commitment to ritual purity manifested in their daily routines. They would bathe frequently in ritual baths, known as mikvahs, as a way to cleanse themselves before meals and prayers. They followed strict dietary laws, adhering to the kosher practices outlined in the Torah. The Essenes believed that maintaining this level of purity was essential for drawing closer to God and preparing for the coming messianic age. Their communal lifestyle, with its emphasis on shared resources, disciplined routines, and spiritual devotion, offered a radical alternative to the individualism and materialism of the Roman world. Their communities served as beacons of piety and righteous living, attracting individuals seeking a deeper connection to God and a life of purpose. The Essenes' way of life was not just about survival, it was about creating a sacred space where every action, no matter how mundane, was imbued with spiritual significance. Their agricultural practices were not merely for sustenance, but were seen as a way to honor the land and the divine. Every seed planted and every crop harvested was an act of devotion. Similarly, their crafts and scribing were not just trades, but were considered sacred duties, contributing to the community's spiritual and material well-being. The Essenes' dedication to their way of life was unwavering, and their communities thrived as a result. They left a lasting legacy of what it means to live a life devoted to higher principles and communal harmony. Their practices and beliefs continue to inspire those who seek a life of simplicity, purity, and spiritual depth. The Essenes' story is a testament to the power of community and the enduring human quest for meaning and connection. Their way of life, though ancient, offers timeless lessons on the importance of living with intention and purpose. The Essenes believed that maintaining this level of purity was essential for drawing closer to God and preparing for the coming messianic age. The Essenes' communal lifestyle, with its emphasis on shared resources, disciplined routines, and spiritual devotion, offered a radical alternative to the individualism and materialism of the Roman world. Their communities served as beacons of piety and righteous living, attracting individuals seeking a deeper connection to God and a life of purpose.